Hey, are you a business owner, creator, just self-start entrepreneur that is stuck and you need to build a website for yourself? Maybe you're just draining energy mentally, money on designers, or just trying to figure it out. I got the tool for you. It's called Gamma.app, and this thing is perfect for any non-techie savvy type person. You can literally have a website up in minutes. So I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right, so here we are over at Gamma.app. That's the website you want to go to, and I've been using this for a whole bunch of different things. So the idea is that it's all powered by AI, prompting, and just some simple drag and drop to create websites like I'm going to show you right now in this video. I've used it to create presentations and graphs and pitch decks and things like that. It's awesome and it works. You can see it's all AI powered. You can prompt it for text, images. You can search different designs that it actually has pre-done for you. Things like pie charts and diagrams and all these things to help you visualize data for you, your brand. Bunch of templates. So you can see you can actually you can import documents. So if you're sitting on a bunch of content already, or maybe you want to just even point to a website you want to redo. Maybe you already have something online and you want to pull in that content into a fresh look. You can do that as well. You can also export into all these different file types, and you can share it. You can host it with custom domains. You can do it all. So let's just get into this thing. I'm going to show you how to do it, and it is free to start. There's a paid upgrade as well. I'm going to log into mine here. All right, so now that I'm logged in here, you can see I've been working on some stuff here. We're going to create a new thing here. We're going to create a website, but just know that this is how you can create pretty much anything in Gamma. You have the option to paste in text, so things from notes or an outline or some kind of existing content. I'm going to show you an example of doing that in a moment. I actually generated an outline and some notes in ChatGPT that I'm just going to paste over here just because it helped me kind of format things, and I'll show you that in a moment. You can also use this middle section where you literally just need to use one line or pick from one of these example prompts, and it will create a full-on website for you just like that. I'll show you that in a moment as well. Or you can even import from other files, Drive, or even a website like I was mentioning. You can pull in information from a site and use that to populate something that you want to create. And again, you can create things like slides, presentations, and all that. But for this one, let's just stick with a website. And I'm going to keep it kind of simple. Let's start with this one line prompt and show you just what's possible. So first thing I'm going to do is select web page. And of course, if you want a presentation, you would click there, or a document, some kind of, PDF or ebooks, you would use something like that there. Now you have the option to select how long you want these to be, or how many cards. It's all built on kind of a card or like a slide system like you would in PowerPoint or Keynote or something like that. So I'm just going to leave it at default at 8, just so it's not super long, but to see like you can go pretty big. And I'm on I think it's the basic paid plan. For the free plan, I believe you can go up to about 10 cards, which should be more than good enough. So I can write in a prompt, but I'm not feeling super creative. So let's use the example prompts just to see what it's like. So you could see personal site for a product designer, website for a virtual event planning company. I might do that one. Landing page for whatever kind of product, landing page for a freelance graphic designer, zodiac signs. You know what? I'm just going to shuffle these and let's just see what else we have. That same one. Here we go. Landing page for a marketing agency that helps real estate agents. Sure. Let's do that. There's a lot of real estate agents out there and they need help. So let's generate that outline and see what it does. You can see that was all taken from this one prompt right there. Of course, you're not going to take an example and just run with it and not give it more details. What I would recommend doing is take an example prompt, plug in your own brand name, your business details, whatever else that you can expand upon. And you can see you can also regenerate the outline right over here. So if you don't like what it came up for you, then you can regenerate and do it all over again. But you can see the outline. What this means, these are those cards. So everything's kind of built out in these blocks. You can see the very first one is amplify your real estate business. So it's speaking to real estate agents. We're a marketing agency built for real estate. Increase leads, bookings, and closings, tailored digital marketing solutions, proven strategies, data-driven campaigns, elevate your presence, and let's grow. So it's kind of like a call to action. So you could add more cards if you want here, and you can, you can have it actually run more, or you could type something in. I'm just going to delete it and use it as is. As we scroll down here, now we have the ability to kind of customize what these cards are like. We can keep it brief, where it's minimal copy. We can keep it medium, which I'm probably just going to leave the default, or super detailed if you want to expand on your copy. Now, what Gamma also does is it creates images for you, and it's using AI. You have the ability to pull in AI, or you can pull in stock photos, other web images from different sources online, illustrations, or animated GIFs. I like the automatic because it's actually going to create AI generated images for us, and it has a whole bunch of these engines that create images. So things like ideogram or flux, and I'll show you what that means, or how that works in a moment. So we have advanced mode, and this is where you really can dial things in even further. You can see this is where we were right here. If we wanted to go free form and really customize the flow of things, we could go here. But again, leave it simple just for this example here. Now on the left-hand side, this is where we could dial stuff in a bit more. So for the text itself, you can see I'm just going to hover over. You can have it generate. So what it's going to do, because we're just prompting this with that single line prompt, is it started with our outline, our content, or our website outline. And then if we leave it right here, it's going to generate details for each of the blocks that you see on the right-hand side. Now we can keep it very, very condensed as well if we just wanted to just have very minimal content, or we can preserve any kind of content that we provided. Now in this case, we don't really have much content other than these titles, so I'm going to have it just generate everything for us. And again, we can change the amount of copy we want here. Here, we're going to write for real estate agents because that's who we're helping. And, we're going to say professional and friendly. Okay. And we want it in English. You can see you can output in all sorts of languages. The power of AI lets us do that. Now, images right down here, we have the ability to pick from, actually, this is the same. Once we automatically, when we create the website, I'll show you where it gives us more details on how to change images. Now the format, we're going to do a website and our web page, and you can see this was the original prompt here. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's just hit continue. And now this is where it starts to get fun. So we have the ability to pick from a bunch of different themes that Gamma gives us, and they're all blending in, a nice color scheme that we don't really have to think about too much. Now, yes, you're probably asking, can I customize it? Can I bring in my own themes? I have some ideas already. You can totally do that. And I will show you that. But right now, just use what they have. If you don't have anything, again, we're just thinking minimum viable product. Don't overthink things. Let's just jump into it. So let's start clicking around. You can see these are previews on the left. Let's go with this one. You can see it changes everything there. Let's go a little different colors, blacks and orange. Maybe we want something a little bit more basic like this. Or let's see what's a little bit more funky. Yeah, that one has some cool color to it. If we go down here, that has a lot more color to it. So you can see this is the background, and this is kind of like the blocks that would be above it. What else do we have? What else? Let's go here. That's lighter. This gets a little darker, moody. Let's go with that. Okay, enough of this. So we can customize if we want. We would build a custom theme in a different location. You can see I've done that for a different project, but for now, we're just going to go back to and select this one just for instance. So I'm going to hit generate, and this is where the real magic happens. So let's see what happens. It's kind of like you're rolling the dice. You never know what you're going to get, and don't fret, because if you don't like it, if you don't like any part of this, you can always tweak it. That's what's so cool. But check this thing out. I didn't give it anything more than that one prompt, and it just filled out a full-on website for us. And you can see it's still working on the images. I think it's work. Oh, there we go. See, this is an AI generated image here, and real estate. This one, it gave me a background of different listings. I'm not a big fan of that. So, we can always edit with AI and actually change a whole bunch of things. I'm not going to do that quite yet. Let's just show what I like to do is to just publish it straight up and view it as if it's a live website. So you can see it's going to give us a link to just a little dummy URL. But boom, look, we have a website that's literally, it has this parallax kind of loading as we scroll down. And it's, I mean, it's pretty good for, it actually looks better here than in the preview. That's why I always like to go over here just to check it out. But I mean, like, peek at it. It's not bad. There's a lot of stuff I would add to it, like a menu with some, call to actions to contact, probably a logo and things like that. Maybe obviously an image of yourself or your team or business, but just right off the cuff. And again, this took us maybe just a handful of minutes. It could have been a lot faster if I wasn't talking so much, but it shows like how we work, the different marketing that we do, the proven strategies that we're after, the process we do. And I want to show you how we can customize some of these elements. So let's get back to Gamma now. And let's say we wanted to add a logo on top. You can see there's that bar, and now you have this option. So inside of Gamma, you can generate any of these images directly into the app. So AI images, you can see, I wouldn't really change from there, but you can see you can pick and choose different types of images. But it already gives me a prompt, a modern minimalist logo design for a real estate marketing company featuring a clean typography and simple geometric shape or icon. You can enhance the prompt, but I kind of like it as is. You can change the theme if you wish. Again, I'm just going to kind of roll with what they got. Oh, you can see, okay, all right, I can pull from the theme. I'm going to say no theme or no there. And I'm going to make it a landscape just because I want it to kind of fill a little bit more there and see how it does. This is where you could change the type of models. So in terms of images, or the image generation model in the background, Flux is really good for these images that are big, they're vibrant, they're very high quality, they're using people. That's what I would use here. For something like, Imagine is good as well. I would just try all of these. For this one, I've noticed that, let's see, ideogram is better for things like text. So if you're going to use text in a logo, I'd probably use ideogram. But just test everything. You can see there's all sorts of models down here. And let's just generate and see what kind of a logo it makes for us based off of the prompt it actually gave us. But we can change anything that we're looking at here. So let's give it a second. And you can see, okay, it named us Realty Masters Marketing. So cool. If I didn't like it, well, guess what? I can look at some of these other options they gave me. I kind of like that white background, and I'd probably specify as such. But, if I didn't like it, I could just say generate another one. And what it's doing, it's saving all of our images down here, so nothing is lost. We can generate a ton of images, especially if you're paying, I think it's like $10 a month, for the lowest tier. So it's not like you're breaking the bank to make this for yourself. I'm just going to select this one. And for the sake of time, what I would do is probably expand this out, make it bigger and all that. I'm not going to do that right now, but just know this is kind of the process. You can add a button up here. What I would probably do is link this to a different page. So, I'd probably say contact us. And for the sake of this example, I would say I would link it to right here because this is a free consultation. So, I would just click there, and you can change the style of the button, the color if you wish. And you can see, I would say, let's chat. There you go. So something basic like that. Oop. And if we ever wanted to publish and see any of these changes, we could just click that on the top right, and we'll go back over here. And you can see this is why I blew up that logo. But again, let's chat basically links us to over here. I would probably put this to a contact form. You can see the bones are here, and we can customize things further. Now I want to show a couple of other things. Let's say for this, I want to add kind of a different layout. You don't really, maybe it's too basic, let's say. So what we could do is edit it by the block. And that's kind of, if you scroll up this way, you could even change the styling, the top layout, or just kind of like how it looks here. Or we can edit with AI, and we can change the writing. You can see we can make it longer, shorter, more specific. We could try a completely different layout, make it more visual, which is actually what I want. So let's see what happens. You can see I selected that. It's rendering this now, and let's see what it comes up with. And this is where I think Gamma really excels, is that it makes visuals just kind of out of nowhere, but it's looking at everything that's on the page, and it might make, like, in this case, it looks like it might be some images or icons. There we go. So it's images. I like this. Yeah. Results. We're partying with champagne after we just sold all of your houses. So, this looks better. It's more appealing. I might even do the same thing up here. So if we went up to make it more visual, or maybe we just try a different layout, let's see what it's coming up with. And there are ways you can actually select specific layouts as well. I'll show you actually further down. Here we go. I like this a little bit more already. So this pops that out as like a value statement straight up. Amplify your real estate business. We're in the marketing agency. Okay. So it's making a little image here. I'd probably slim this up and, do some things to kind of just trim it up a little bit. But you can see you have so many options. I'm not going to go through all that right here, but if you didn't want the background on something, you could remove the background. You can edit the image even further. You can prompt it so it becomes a different image. And again, you can change the model here. Oops. And we can do, let's just generate a new image using this flux model, which is what I would probably go with. And you can see it made some different images here, and we could cycle through the different types and just fill it in right there. I mean, it's pretty wild how quick this is. And again, these are all AI generated people. They're not real. So you can take it and run with them. All right, so going down over here, let's just skip to this. Okay, so let's say this is our process, for our business. And it's always nice to show the process. Like people like steps, kind of like what we're doing in this video in a little bit. So what I would do is change the layout, or at least look at our options. And when we click these three buttons over here, or dots, you can see this is a timeline setting. But what if you wanted to make it other things? You can make arrows or stats or circle stats, bar stats, pyramid, a funnel, staircase, steps, and it just goes on. Let's go pyramid, just because look at that. So right there, it just formatted everything into this different style. And we can do this pull down. Let's try some other ones. Arrows, what is that? Okay, so it's more of a process. I'd probably put some color behind this thing so it actually stands out. Sure. Yeah, we'll just do it kind of darker like that. So we have arrows now. Let's do stats. That wouldn't really make sense because these aren't stats. Steps. Yeah, it's kind of funky. Timeline is what we used. Icons with text. You could see, so this will probably generate some different icons. I think we might have to specify which icons those are. And yeah, we're gonna skip that one just for the sake of time. But funnel, it's kind of like a backwards pyramid. Let's go with the pyramid. I like the pyramid. And so there we go. So now we had this pyramid. Oh, you can see this one has steps too. Well, guess what? We're gonna change those to something else. We're gonna show you as staircase. Yeah, okay. And then this background, if we wanted to change that or do something with that, we could do a whole bunch of stuff here. I think you're getting the point how fast you can make a website. And let's publish this. And then again, if you didn't like any of this, or if you wanted to change the theme, as this is publishing here, you can always go back and let's say we want a completely dark theme now. Look at that. It just changed everything. And before I hit publish, I want to go back to the website. But look, I mean, it's kind of funky. I would probably change these colors and all that, but it's really fast to just change stuff on the fly. Let's hit refresh here. Boom. Now we have, it's a little bit more stuff. I'd probably fill this in with some more things or maybe slim down that image there. But scrolling on down, it's retaining the look. Now we have these icons that show up. We have this nice pyramid that we created. We have these steps and so on. And again, we can keep going crazy. You can design separate pages. The point is, this is kind of the easy button for creating a website. Let's go to this other customized one that I created already. And I'm just going to kind of backtrack. And, now that you've seen the process, I'm just going to show you what I did to build this, but let's just show you this one. And I'm not completely done with this at all. But this is a brand I'm actually building out for myself, uscaled.ai. Don't go there yet because it's not even live yet, but just showing you what another one that was made. You can see I actually embedded a Google form. I would not put it here, but just testing stuff out for you. Laid out all these different graphs. Again, there's the steps, call to action buttons. The whole loading is really slick. You can see testimonials can go here, going on down over here, showing how it works. I mean, it's pretty wild. So what I did here is I actually imported content from over here in ChatGPT that I'm just going to scroll up and show what I did. I basically gave ChatGPT a whole bunch of content around my offer, about the agency and what I'm doing. And I said, hey, give me a nice flow that I could then go take over into Gamma and create a website for. So you can see what it did. And you could totally do this in Gamma. I just wanted to get a lot more specific, is that it gave me a whole hero section. So the part above the fold gave me the headline, the subheadline, call to actions, and some visuals. And then same thing with like, what's the next session about you scaled and what we do. All the way down here to the process, how it works, use cases, testimonials, call to action, FAQ section, and then footer. The way I made this was going back over here, I generated new and I pasted in this text that I pulled from ChatGPT. I literally just did this, took it over here, copied it all the way, and I'm just going to hit generate one more time for the heck of it, just so you see it. Boom, continue. I'm not going to overthink this, but you'll just see again how fast this goes. I'm not going to touch any of that. We're going to select this as a theme and we're going to hit generate, and let's see the magic. No hands. Promise you, no hands. So let this thing work. It still blows my mind every time. And this one, see, it's slightly different. I actually kind of like this look more. It's a little cleaner. So, okay, it's still generating. I think from the top down, it's still working on some stuff. Yeah, icons. Whoa, that's kind of funky. I don't know what's going on there. I'm not, it's like cloning people. Yeah, that term. I would change that. But you can see this is, it's keeping a similar style on the page and even in this woman's clothes. Like that's how detailed this stuff gets. It's wild. I mean, yeah, this is a totally different theme than I had in the other one, but let's publish it. And once it's published, we'll peek at it and then, yeah, we'll see. This is a pretty fun one actually. So again, you never know what you're going to get until you hit go. So that's why I urge everyone, go to Gamma.app and sign up for free. Just try it out for yourself. I think it's super cool. And again, if you're feeling stuck, if you're currently stuck, it's even more so a reason. Go to Gamma.app now and just go spin one of these up. Don't try to overthink anything, and get it started, because this thing will save you time, money, and even if it's a starting point, like kind of a blueprint that you can take to a designer or someone else to customize for a whole deeper thing, then this is going to speed you up and also save you a ton of money. So hope you got a lot from this. Let me know in the comments. If you make a website, drop a link to it. I want to see it, because all these examples are really cool. It's kind of, it's endless. So catch you in the next video for the next use case or problem that I'm looking to solve for entrepreneurs, creators, and business owners out there. AI can help a lot. So see you next time. Thanks.